Okay, so what we have here is the spice rack that I want to put on the wall over here. This is one that I put together out of some scraps that I had around here. It's a 1/2 inch ply and then what is it, 1/2 mil underlayment, and then some little wooden dowels that I had laying around. So I built a spice rack to put in here. So what I need to do is take my big square here and put it against the wall so I can square it up. So let's get this set up and going, and we'll put it up. Okay, so I want this up here. Of course, I had to be sure that it wouldn't overlap the stove. That would not be good. Got to be able to open the top of the stove. Once I figure out just how high I want it. I don't want it too close to the edge. I want it back in a little ways. So let's set that on there. Put that on there. About right there ought to work. Give me one full line across the bottom. Very lightly. Now, let's get this out of the way. Get me something to make that line just a little bit easier to see. How far are we from there to here? It's about 2 feet. Yep. So let's go down here, put our center mark right there. That's where the center of it is. And now this, let's turn it over, make us a center mark down here. Down here on the bottom. Yeah, this would be easier with just a tape measure, I know. Let's see, we are 1 foot wide. So let's put us a 6-inch mark right about there. Now, I've thought about how to mount this, and I've thought about using screws. Let me show you this wall. As you can see, it's got the refrigerator in it. So we got about an inch thick wall. This insets in right here, so it's comes around to there about 1 inch thick. Runs all the way down through here. So I could run some short screws into it and into the wall. However, I'm a little leery of that. I don't know what's inside this wall. I don't know if there's anything, you know, if where the fridge sits, if it actually cuts into that 1 inch thick and has something else in there. I don't know. I'm not pulling the fridge out to find out. So I think I'll skip on using the screws. I do have some big Velcro patches. I could Velcro it on, so I could take it off if I need to. But Velcro tends to fill up and get wore out if you use it very much. Fills up with lint or whatever and doesn't want to hold anymore. I don't know, it just kind of gets all shredded. So what I think I'll do is, and I'm going to use VHB tape. That's what I'm going to do. And probably, I got this kit of stuff that goes with my little camera. And that would probably work, the VHB that comes with that, because it's pretty strong. But I have this leftover that I use for putting solar panels on the top of it, on the roof of RVs. And so it holds 80 pounds per square inch. I don't think this is going to weigh more than 80 pounds or even bounce that hard when I'm driving. So a piece of this in each corner should be okay. So what I need to do first is clean up the wall where it's going to go, and clean up the back of this where the tape gets stuck to it. And I'm going to use alcohol to do that. Now then, let me get a cloth out here to do it with. Now, let me show you something that I've seen people doing wrong for years. And I used to do it this way as well, until I found out that it's not the right way to do it. Let's imagine that the top is off of this bottle. And what I see people doing all the time is this. They'll go to get it wet. Now, the problem with doing that to get it wet is when you go back, any lint, any impurities, whatever you have in your cloth or in your paper towel, whatever, goes back into the bottle. And that contaminates what you've got in there. So that's a bad idea to do it that way. What you need to do is just pour it on so that it doesn't slosh back. And then I can clean a few spots, each corner. And I'll just put a small piece on each corner of the VHB tape. Get a little bit more on here for the wall. And let's clean this wall really good with it, because as you know, this is over the stove and you get people cooking foods and you get stuff all over this wall that will contaminate it and make it so your tape doesn't stick as well. There, now let's go back just a little bit farther. Yeah, got a little bit off of it. And while it's drying, I'm going to cut me off a few pieces of tape. My Shatner-esque pauses. And it's one. I don't know why I do that. Oh, do you do that? When you're doing something like this, you'll count them as you put them down. I feel like on the count on Sesame Street. 2 pieces of tape. Yeah. But I do that even whenever it's obvious that it's going to be 4, because there's 4 corners. What do? I count them. There's 3. See? And that makes 4. Yes, we all know. Thank you for counting with me. I don't feel so stupid now. Alright, make sure these are all stuck down all 4 corners. Then we'll peel the tape backing off, exposing just the heavy-duty gray tape. I will try to remember to put a link to this tape in the description below in case you want to get some. It's really strong stuff. Now then, I've got my mark in the middle, and let's move that out of the way. And there's no light down here to see where the mark is for this one. Oh, there it is. And I put that on there. That on there. I'll lightly touch it on. And give me the square to verify that we are not square. There we go. Well, it's slightly off, but only you and me will know that for sure, right? And I won't tell if you don't tell. Okay. That is pretty solid. Good enough to hold spices, you think? So, there we go. Spice rack over the stove. And I can open the stove up still and it doesn't interfere. If it gets to be a problem there, I can always take a razor blade and cut the tape off and pull it off and reset it. But I don't think it will. I think we'll be fine. And I've already tested our spice bottles, make sure they fit, and they do. So, hate to say it, but that looks good over there. I like it. Don't want to brag on myself, but that's twice I've done something right. Yay! Keeping score. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe button and leave a comment or two even. I like the positive ones, but you know, if you're constructive, I'll take it.